Ahuva. Excellent. I see that a massive improvement this week. This is great. That's an excellent shot. Fantastic. And perfect stats. Excellent. Excellent. Another great shot. Really gorgeous. Excellent. Excellent. Big pat on the back. Big pat on the back. And perfect stats. Perfect stats. Okay. Let's jump in. You asked the question. So let's ask you a question. With portrait photography, do I need to adjust aspects of the exposure triangle? Or can I just always keep the aperture widest, the shutter speed quickish, and the ISO lowish? No, you can't. Those are the rules. Aperture widest, shutter speed quickish, ISO lowish, which means to just keep it in perspective, if you put your ISO at 200, okay, and you zoom in all the way and you open your aperture to the widest it goes, now you just need to make sure that you're using your shutter speed to get your exposure. But you can't, you obviously have to work out the exposure according to how much light there is available. Different scenes, when there's a lot of sunlight, the scene's brighter, which means you need to use a quicker shutter speed. And when there's less light, when there's cloud cover, or it's later in the day, much later in the day, then you want to start using a slower shutter speed. But these are the guiding principles. Your aperture should be the widest, always, as wide as it possibly goes, assuming you're also zoomed in. So that's not going to be the widest it can go, because you can zoom out and get a wider number because you have a variable aperture lens. Remember what that is. You can go back to class 4 to check that out. But you zoom in all the way. The widest aperture that you can get when you're zoomed in, which is 5.6, okay? Your ISO should be lowest, which means 200 ideally, but because your aperture is so small, 5.6 is not a very wide aperture at all. It could be you'd need to go for 400, but to try and keep the ISO low, 800 is already 1600 in your camera. I wouldn't go there. And then the shutter speed should be quickish, but you do for sure have to work out the exposure according to the light levels that are available to you right there. Okay, let's have a look here. So this is interesting because you've done something funny in that your flash went off. See, flashes. I can see that from the shadow here. So I don't know if this is. It's very interesting. Let's have a look. No one's done this homework for me before with the flash going off. But let's work it out anyway, and we'll pretend the flash didn't go off. So look, okay, let's see your stats. You're at 1/125th, 5.6 at 400. So this is, I do this for everybody. We're at 1 over. 1 second, 1 over 125. You are at f 5.6, and you are at ISO 400, not 4700, 400. Okay. Now your next picture is at 160 at f8. At 200 ISO. This is looking really good, Ahuva. This is looking really good. I love it when people get this right. Your next picture is at 1 over 200 at f10. Not sure if that's right. At ISO 800. Okay, so let's see what happened. So, 1 minute. Okay, a 1/125th to a 1/60th is +1. Okay, 5.6 to f8 is -1, and 400 to 200 is -1. Okay, now the reason why these pictures look the same now, see these two pictures look the same, is because your flash compensated. So this is actually, according to these, from 125 to 60, 5.8 to f8, and it means we have +1, -1, -1 means this second picture should be one stop underexposed. It should be a stop darker, okay, which didn't happen because you were using flash. Let's see the next one. So a 60th to a 200th of a second is we've gone into different numbers. So it's 5 clicks. It goes 80, 100, 125, 160, 200. So let's just do it with clicks. So we're going to do that's minus 5 clicks, not stops. Okay, that's minus 5 clicks. So F8 to F10 is minus how many clicks? F9, F10 is minus 2 clicks. Okay, again, these are clicks. How many clicks are there in a stop? Remember? How many clicks in a stop? 3. Stops are split into thirds. Okay, so now 200 to 800 goes 200, 250. I'm sad. I know these numbers. You don't need to know these numbers. 250, 320, 400, 500, 640, 800. So that's plus 6 clicks. Okay, so we're off by 1 click. We're minus 1 click, which means this is a third of a stop underexposed. But the reason why it looks okay is because the flash was being used. I urge you, please try and do this homework again. Make sure the flash is off. Sit down, take a time out to do it. It should, even if you spend 15 minutes trying to do it, it's really, really worth it. It's not difficult. It really is not difficult. The real problem here is that your flash went off. So I really urge you to do it again, because if you get this clear, then you're in such a good position. You're really in such a good position. So let's jump into your photo shoot, which is excellent. This is excellent photography. This is as good as it gets with your equipment. This really is as good. I could not do any better than this with your equipment. I could not. Your ISO is 800, so you'd think that's not lowish, that's quite high. However, your aperture is maximum, and your shutter speed is, you don't want to go any slower with your shutter speed, because then you can risk movement blur, camera shake. So 800 ISO is the absolutely correct thing to be doing. You've got a beautiful, your point of entry is over here. We've got this beautiful shape over here, lovely, like gentle triangle. The actual the line of the kid is very, 1 second, let me do it properly. Is beautiful, feminine. It's like a very, what's the word, like, it's just such an innocent pose. The light on his face is lovely. The light on his hair is lovely. That is an excellent picture, and that that for sure should make it into your portfolio. Excellent shot. Big pat on the back. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, here you've missed the focus slightly. Okay. Again, the stats are perfect. There's the same stats. Because the focus is missed, it's not really worth getting into doing too much to it. But I think I would be cropping something a little more like that. Ideally, we would have a little bit more room over here because we're moving into space. Okay, so we've got this lovely direction moving this way. Okay, so it would ideally, if we had a little bit more room, like to over here, I think that would make all the difference. You know what? Let's just quickly show you that very quickly. It'll take 2 seconds. If I take this into Photoshop, not into Lightroom. Lightroom can't do adjustments like what we're about to do, but Photoshop can for sure. Move me out of the way. Okay. And now I will go to my cropping tool, go along here, pull this out a little bit, something like that. Okay, and now we can just stretch this area here. Control T, allows me to free transform. Okay, do you see how that, I mean, it's a bit rough, but do you see how that now gives room that allows for the movement over here? And we don't get, there's no banging over here, we just filter back over here. So we actually end up with a very balanced image, okay? Okay, nice one on that. Let's move forward. Excellent. Great shot. I love the edit. I love the edit in Lightroom. You've given it a, it's like a kind of aged, but I never edit like this in Lightroom. But you've really added like a lot of character. That's the word. A lot of character to the picture. It's a great shot. Your focus is fine. Again, the stats are perfect. Absolutely perfect. This is a great shot. I love this picture. You've got a great strong shape here. Our point of entry is over here. And then we've got this really strong shape over here, which is very dynamic. Great, great look. Great eye contact. Great exposure. Excellent. Big pat on the back. Big pat on the back. And this is probably my favourite. I think I still like this one. But again, a gorgeous shot. You're cropped in close. You've got this is really talented photography. You've cropped in close. You've got our point of entry is here. We move down here. Beautifully balanced. Beautifully balanced. We've got nothing distracting us from the eyes. We could maybe brighten the eyes a teeny little bit in post. I might make this picture black and white as well. But there's, again, the edit you've done has added a lot of character, a lot of grit. I'd love to know how you do this edit, because it's not... did you add grain to it? I don't think so. But it's added a lot of character, a lot of like energy has been added to this picture. It's beautifully centered. The energies. So you've got a slight movement this way, but the gaze is coming this way. So it's really perfectly balanced both on the horizontal and the vertical axis. Excellent, excellent shot. Big pat on the back. Okay, what happened here? I would imagine this kid was swinging backwards and forwards. The next class, or is it the last class? 1 second. No, it's the next class. Class 6, you're going to learn how to take a picture of somebody going towards you. In this case, going backwards and forwards. But that's to come. Okay, that's a technical thing on the camera that you need to learn about called AI servo. You'll learn it very easily, and then you'll be able to take this picture. As it is, if a kid's moving backwards and forwards and you don't know about AI servo, the focus mode that you don't yet, then you're not going to be able to get this picture in focus. You have to be very lucky to get this picture in focus, which has happened here. Remember, focus is distance. Okay. And if the distance changes, which means a kid on the swing, the distance is changing all the time, yeah, you're not going to get the focus. So here you can see the focus actually hit the chain over here, and obviously the chain is closer to you than the boy's face, which means we've got a chain in focus and an out of focus face. Okay, I think I'm going to take this picture, even though I love the edit as it is, I'm just going to turn this into a black and white as well, just to... I just think I also want to see this in black and white. I don't think it's going to be better, but it's going to be different. So let's have a look. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's bring that in now. Immediately flick to black and white. Now, I also want to add some grey in here. I'm going to make this really like kind of gritty. Okay, and I want to add some clarity. Ideally I want to add clarity to the hair. See, I don't like what that's doing to the face, but I do like what that's doing to the hair. So I'm going to use my brush tool, whack up the clarity, and now go crazy over here with the hair. Excellent. That's what I want. Lot of energy. Lot of energy. Now I want to bring out the eyes. We'll go to our iris enhance, press space, allows me to zoom in. There we go. Press space, allows me to move the picture over. That's great. I want to just brighten that whole area, so I'm going to get rid of all my effects. I'm just going to do one click over here, raise up the exposure slightly. I really want to get rid of the shadows. There we go. There we go. Okay, and just get rid of a little bit of the shadow over here. Perfect. I want to darken this area at the bottom a little bit. We use our gradient tool for this. Don't use this very much, but we use it over here. That just gives you a gradient. You can look over here, it shows you that the filter fades off over here. Yeah, that's good. And I think I'm also going to finish off by a slight vignette, just a drop. There we go. See, a very different picture to your shot. A very different picture. Which do I prefer? I like both of them. I like both of them. But I do like the extra energy that added here. But this has got a kind of like delicateness that I also appreciate. Excellent. Okay, Ahuva, that was a great improvement. I'm like I said, please do that homework again. I'll go through it again with you. But it's really worth doing. It really is, and you will get it. Make sure the flash is turned off. Sit down, concentrate, get some time to yourself. Do it, and then I promise you, if you nail it, you'll give yourself such a pat on the back. You give yourself such encouragement, such a chizuk. It's really worth it. The actual photography, a couple of them are excellent. This is exceptional, and that's great, and that is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, big pat on the back. Looking forward to seeing what you do for us next week. All the best.